Michael and I are in a much better place. We are trying to have a family.
You are?
Yes, we are. I actually did conceive a week before my birthday. And unfortunately, I had a miscarriage 2 weeks into the pregnancy.
I'm sorry to hear that, Ashley.
Thank you. And I had one when I was in my early 20s, so now I'm worried about like if there's something going on with my body. But I feel like it kind of brought us closer together in a way that I didn't really expect.
Choked up about it.
I had to watch that whole thing. But we knew one thing, that we belong together. And I think that we've got a long future. So, yeah.
It's like a moment.
Will you continue to try to conceive?
Oh, yes. So I am now seeing a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. And everyone was making fun of me because I had on socks with my slippers. But my doctor tells me that I have a cold uterus. So that means I have to keep my hands and my feet and my stomach warm.
And so you've fully come around to this, Michael.
It wasn't about having a child or a family. It was about having a relationship that was a good, strong relationship so we could have a child. So, yeah, that was always part of it. Plus, I want to have a child with her.
Oh,
That's the other side. Sorry.
So
It's very emotional.
Monique, does hearing about her miscarriage change how you see Ashley?
I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Like, I mean, even when she talked about it, she cried. It's hard for her.
Yeah.
Oh, babe.
I know what that feels like. I wouldn't want anybody to go through that. So, at the end of the day, Ashley and I had a connection. So, to hear of her loss, I still feel that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate that, Monique.
So, do you live there?
Absolutely.
With Karen?
Absolutely.
Michael was shaking his head no. Why do you not believe that?
As far as a business decision, moving from a house you own in Potomac to a rental in Great Falls, which is a long, long way away, and it's way out there. None of this makes
He's a
sense
real
from a
estate
financial
developer.
standpoint. And Ray, I presume you're a smart businessman, even though you have your tax problems, which, by the way, I don't get either, because you're meant to have accountants and people that help you with that, and you're meant to be, as a business owner, you're meant to sign the tax returns every time you put a tax return in. I don't sign any tax returns unless I know what the tax returns say. So none of this makes sense. None of it, anything that you ever say makes sense to me. There's no logic. There's no logic to anything you say. So, you know, and they never explain it. Anything.
We don't owe you an explanation, first of all,
See,
Mike. We
that's
don't
what-
you to ask
Karen,
anybody anything.
Karen, that's okay.
I'm just,
That's okay.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Michael,
Ray,
none of
it
this
doesn't
is
Ray,
any
it
of your
doesn't really matter,
business.
because I don't really want to hear the
Okay.
answer anymore.
No,
I don't,
none
I
of
don't
this is
care
any of
about
your
the
business.
Michael, you don't want to hear
your mouth for 5 minutes. I don't want your
Shut up and get out of here. I'm about to let you know what I do know about you.
Because you have business issues too, Michael. We don't talk about that. It's none of our business.
Thank you.
Okay? There's nobody here that we have to explain any damn thing to. But we will if you ask the question politely.
Thank you. I always ask politely.
Thank you.
Ashley, people say you're a little obsessed with Karen.
I'm not obsessed with Karen. If anything, it bothers me that Karen is not forthcoming with who she actually is.
Ashley, I want you to receive this very clearly and from a good place. I'm not going to change for you. I realize that you are this millennial, and there is a challenge.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not talking to you. I'm trying. My husband
You're
asked
the
me not
other
to talk to you.
generation.
I
She's
don't
not
want
the
to hear what you
millennial.
have
That's
to
the way you say
Talk to
everything.
your
Everything
wife.
you
She's the
say
only
is
one that
so
listens
superior,
to you.
Karen.
You know what, Michael?
Listen, you
please
have an
do not
apology.
talk to me.
You
Shut
have
the
an
up.
You have an apology to
Karen,
say to
please.
me, and I would like,
okay,
Andy, I would like an apology from her.
For what?
Her comment about a picture.
I'm asking
Did
the
Michael
question.
get indicted for his dingling swinging across Instagram? No. Your man up there meeting people in London through the grinder.
I'm not going to apologize to you. That's not going to happen because I believe that it was true.
Okay, well,
I believe
I'll tell you
that.
what, I have my passport right here. There's a date on the thing that says when I was there and when it was meant to happen. You can go through my passport, Karen. Unlike you with the
good,
things that
Michael.
you
I'm
can't
good.
prove
I'm
in any
good.
way, I have proof here that shows that I wasn't in England at the time. Therefore, case closed, it can't have happened.
You know what, honestly, that's not what happened at all, but even if that was the situation, I didn't do anything inappropriate that nobody else was doing at that party.
I'm sorry, I'm on your side with this
Yeah, and honestly, I totally would have respected him if he would have came downstairs and said, look, I'm trying to put my kids to bed, like, you know.
But he didn't do that.
No, he just started yelling at me. He was like a sniper.
And you're like the worst of them all. What do you say? Like,
Yeah, he said I'm the worst of them all, which honestly, I probably
Dude,
am
I
the
would've
worst of them
went
all. But like the whole
would've
night,
lost
I
my
didn't. I get that it's her husband, and she
called him a dick.
She did. You know, she apologized for his behavior outside. But then I was like, oh wow, Emily is like apologizing. She's like, I'm sorry, like my husband's a dick, you know, like whatever. And like I get that he was trying to put his kids to bed, you know?
They don't have a party.
Wait, he was trying to put the kids
But
to
I
bed
feel
at
like that's
10
why she
p.m.?
left right now. Because he's like,
Come on.
I'm not gonna put conjecture out there about what could be happening in their marriage, but if my husband had to come home from work early and take care of the kids, I'd be saying, I need to get home. Because I wouldn't want to piss him off. Hearing that he was frustrated because his kids didn't get to bed on time brings up a lot of memories for me in my marriage. I get it. You know, you want everybody to be happy. You don't want anybody to be angry. So it's triggering things within me. I'm putting maybe my experience with my marriage onto here, but when you were talking about how he was yelling, get out of my house or whatever, I could see that something.
Well, it makes you think what kind of husband is
happened in my marriage. So I just know that if I had to come to a bar with my girlfriends and my husband had to come home early from work, I'd hear about it when I got home.
That wasn't clearly his best moment, but maybe that's not
who he
the
is.
crux of their relationship or the crux of who he is. Maybe it is, but I'm gonna give him a benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it. Shannon must know that by saying there's similarities to my atrocious ex and comparing that to Emily's husband, that's going to be taken seriously and offend Emily.
So you think she's in a bad marriage?
No, I don't know that.
Do you think Dorinda has a drinking problem?
I'm not qualified to say that, and I'm not going to do that.
But you
and
did
I'm not
say it.
Well, I did say it, and I did mean it when
and
I
it
said
really
it. and
hurt,
I'm not gonna
Bethany.
say it today.
Dorinda,
It
you
really
are
hurt.
drunk, as opposed to you are a drunk.
The day after that incident, we went back to the warehouse. You apologized to the wrong person. And you said, oh, I thought that was him. You did not know who you had offended. That is fat. No, I'm talking now.
because I didn't remember. I was drunk that night.
So
I
in that
admitted that
case, you don't
already.
remember, but here it's labeling if I say you might not remember after the
She
Lamb
has
thing.
no friends. This one
No,
here
you
is
can't
dead to
derail.
you.
We're here.
This one's sad, lonely, and depressed.
living
This
in
one's
here.
a dingbat. My friend
Dorinda,
Jules is a
you
pill
can't face
popper and
it.
a
If you
drug
wanna talk
addict.
about this-
Heather has no business. No, but you
No, she
are a
does
label.
wanna talk
You-
about it. She
I
does
just
wanna talk
it
about
with a label.
I'm a labeler, but we're talking about this now,
Okay,
so
go
I'm going
ahead.
to finish my thought. The day after that incident, you said you apologized to the wrong person. I had witnessed you not remember.
If you thought that I was in trouble as a friend and a person that helps women
I'm
in
glad you
crisis,
brought this
you
up.
should have said, Dorinda,
Okay, good.
stay home.
Glad
Did you know that she was that drunk before the dinner?
It escalated because we had another drink right before dinner. I
Okay.
didn't know, and I've seen her drunk before, and I
Stay
didn't
home.
know how far it would go.
You should have stayed home.
I know,
Why
I wish
didn't you
I
stay in
did.
the
I've seen
room?
her-
Why did
I
you have
wish
to
I
go to the
did.
dinner?
I had seen her drinking before other times, and she manages to get through the dinner, and I didn't know that night was going to know that way. I was focusing on my own thing. I had a mission the next day. I wasn't focusing on Dorinda. And to answer your question, yes, of everybody here, the whole season, I've been the one that has called attention to your drinking in a constructive way. I was the one who said,
you've been
"Get
drinking
the
too."
joke." I do drink.
And
Of
you've been
course
getting
I
drunk
drink.
too.
And no one ever says anything critical about you.
It's not constructive to call someone a drunk on television, Bethany.
It's not constructive to call someone a narcissist multiple times on television, but that didn't stop you from calling me one.
I have to tell you, I have a hard time drinking because I get so depressed. If I drink a lot of like wine or vodka, it will put me down. Like I will be so depressed for no reason for like 3 days.
3 days. And I got to the point, when you get older, I think the balance gets worse. And like 2 years ago, I just was sad all the time. And Rich was like, man, this isn't you. I want you to please go get help. You know, I've tried to kill myself.
I get it. Like I tried to when I was like 22.
Really?
I just wanted somebody to see me. Yeah, like I wanted to be seen.
Yeah, I get it.
I was with a guy for a while. We broke up, and I felt very alone. And I felt like I didn't have a lot of friends because I lost a lot of my friends during the breakup. And I just wanted a way out.
if there's a moment where you hurt and you don't know why, then the best thing you can do is try to help someone else. I've always distracted myself by other people.
Yeah.
It just makes it to where you don't think about it. If you don't think about it, you don't feel it so much.
I'm so nervous that I'm going to get depressed again.
Yeah. Because you remember what it's like.
Yeah. I opened up with Leanne about my suicide attempt because I feel like she uses her story to connect with people.
When I was a preteen, I was molested by my best friend's father.
So I felt like maybe if I shared a little bit of myself with her that isn't so pretty, she would see me in a little bit of a different light. I feel like we never really got to know each other.
You never, I don't think you and I ever got to connect.
No.
And I feel like you got to hear who I was, but you never got to see. Yeah.
You know, sometimes being an only child is very difficult. And a lot of mother-daughters, lots of times are jealous of each other. And particularly if they're good looking, let's face it. I mean, you're a beautiful woman. I'm not a slob at 77, I can tell you that for sure.
But I'm not jealous of you. I've never been jealous of you.
Well, let's just say that we're both very popular.
Who's jealous of who here? I'm 28 years younger than you. My skin is flawless. I'm happily married. And my face moves when I have an expression.
We have to understand you're the only person in my family, I'm the only person in your family. So that's important.
Yeah, but you can't go on and not talk to me for a month. That doesn't work. That's ridiculous. That can't happen.
Well, whenever you was screaming and ranting and raving the phone.
Well, I wasn't screaming and ranting and raving.
Yes, you were too.
No, I was not.
Yes, you were. Listen, that is what I call verbal abuse.
No,
the way
you are so
talk to
full of
me.
shit.
Well,
that is totally bullshit, and you know it.
I don't cuss. So
Excuse me,
obviously
you were the one that started the whole thing. Is I was trying to explain to you everything in the office.
No, you were not.
That is not verbal
That
abuse.
is totally
Abuse
wrong.
is not talking to somebody
That
for
is
a month.
totally wrong. I'm not talking to you anymore today.
Okay. Oh, so now we're back to the not talking thing.
I don't want to.
I may
There's
have
nothing else to discuss. There's nothing else to discuss.
No, there is what I may have to go and separate my company and get an investor. But I
Go
just
right
want you to
ahead.
know that.
I'd love for you to do that. You can go out here and sell it on the street if you want to. I don't really give a rip what you do.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
I built my company, Hard Night Good Morning, 10 years ago. However, my mother owns Hard Night Good Morning because she owns Ultimate Living. My mother's manipulation tactic is to control me with money. Crap. She controls my inheritance. She controls my salary. Until she relinquishes control of all the financial aspects of my life and of the business, we're never gonna have a mother-daughter relationship.
You know, I called Stephanie and was like, well, what does Bubbles and Brew mean? Well, the blonde detective knows exactly what's going on.
Okay.
Hey, so sorry, I was upstairs with the kids.
Don't worry. I was like, I felt awkward because like no one was like saying hi, and I'm like standing
So
here. I'm
sorry.
like, girl, I know what's going on. I figured it out. I'm a blonde detective. I figured it out.
What is it?
Okay. So. There's too much blue. Okay. This is not normal.
Yes.
Well, Brew. What if that's a little boy's name? And I thought for a second it could be you, but I don't think it's you. It's Brandy.
Cameron should be a detective. I feel like she should give up the dog food and start her own pink detective agency. Actually, something's going on. I have a surrogate.
What?
Yes.
Wait,
so,
you?
Yes.
You?
Yes.
I thought it was Brandy.
You should be here in a little bit.
No.
But
Wait,
yes.
she does. So it's not. It's you.
Yes. So
Oh
yes.
my God.
Wow.
Girl,
So,
that's amazing.
Yes. So yes. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Oh
That's
my
fantastic.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Travis.
Yes, so I told her that we have a surrogate, and that's what the baby stuff is. Travis, I know you're the worst liar in America, but don't ruin this for me. Just keep it going for 30 minutes, and it will all be over.
Travis, this is so
Thank you.
exciting.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh. That's so exciting. Wait, so it's a baby boy.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I knew something was
3
going on.
boys, right?
I thought it was
Wow.
Brandy having a baby, and I didn't know what was going on, and I was like, something blue, there's
But don't
someone
say
having a
anything 'cause
baby.
nobody knows.
Wait,
No.
so Brandy doesn't know? Does she
Brandy
know?
knows, but nobody else
No one
does.
else.
But
Oh.
So
it's all good.
exciting. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. When is the baby coming?
Like, it's really soon.
No, wait, I'm like
really
freaking
soon.
out.
Yeah.